Hello and welcome to another Fermanagh Modelling EC show. In the house tonight we have Julian.
Hello.
Mark.
Hello.
Dave.
Hi there.
And myself. Hello folks. What we're going to be doing tonight is carrying on with our builds from Thursday.
Yeah.
From Thursday. So I'm going to go round and speak to Julian.
Yes, mate.
How are you getting on?
Well, I had a bit of a mishap. That's the MWD from the Battle of Britain set.
Yeah.
And the first paint, the olive paint I put on went all shiny and clear and blobby. So I changed the jar, and this one got on better. So lucky it's only one colour.
Right.
That's Tamiya.
Did you airbrush that on, Julian?
No, mate. I only ever hairy sticks.
Oh, okay. I just because sometimes if it's really hot when you spray it on, that's still it goes like glossy like that. It doesn't quite dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's odd for Tamiya though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, Julian. Mark, how are you getting on?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm all right. I'm just giving my airbrush a little bit of a fettle and a clean.
Yeah.
Was looking a tad worse for wear, so I thought I'd give it a once over.
Right. How are you getting on with your build?
Not too bad. Radiator scoops fitted.
Wow.
Did a bit of detail work on the gearbox housing, but unfortunately that's going to be going behind all the myriad of coolers and superchargers and stuff, so that's not going to get seen, but I know it's there. So but yeah, going on quite well. I've got this last page to do, and then it's structural building.
Nice.
Yes.
Dave, how are you getting on?
Dude, just finished a 1/72nd scale stealth fighter. So,
nice.
Was the oldest
looking well.
Oh yeah, yeah. It took ages to paint it. Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm just working on this Bandai Y-wing. There's basically it's a commission build for someone I know. And I think I said in the model, I didn't say in the Fermanagh models, but if you're modelling Mojos on the Wayne, these are brilliant kits. That's 2 days to basically finish the construction. All I've got to do, I've got a little detail set of a little hangar, one of the little hangar transports and the pilots I'm going to add. I've got a little R2D2 in the pilot. Only I'm going to change is there's some really nice detail behind that engine cowling, so I'm going to have that taken off. So that's going to need a bit of modification, but yeah, they're beautiful kits. I've just ordered another one because I can't recommend them enough. Really can't.
Is that when you said to me, Dave, I had to buy stuff today?
Me? Oh, Gary, how dare you? But yes,
that's okay.
Yeah.
So I can't be shot, and Dave, you see. That's
no. You just want to keep. I know. Yeah, I'm a bad influence. I get it.
Yes. You see, you bought today, Dave, and then you told me to buy, so I had to end up buying today too.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
No, we cleared that up. Good.
Yeah. What I'm going to be carrying on is with my Land Rover. I've got nothing done since Thursday because we've been a bit busy doing other things, but get a wee bit done today and tomorrow. So well on the show, and if anybody has any comments or would like to know anything about what's happening, please give us a wee shout out, and we'll try our best to answer the comments. If we don't, well, I can't be held responsible if we can't answer the comments.
you want me? I'll keep an eye on them if you want, Gary.
No problem, Dave. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So what?
Right. Okay, nothing so far, but yeah, I'll keep an eye.
He's gone.
So what's the weather like with you, Dave?
Sorry, mate.
What's your weather like?
Bloody horrible. Sorry, blooming horrible. Yeah, it was an interesting drive to work yesterday morning because the problem is, well, two problems. One, people are out of practice. They've not been driving because of the lockdown. And secondly, when there's, I saw about three accidents. Well, accidents that had happened as I was pulling out. Someone when all the front of the car was stoved in. Then on the A12, which is like a dual carriageway, there was a Ford Fiesta on its roof. And on the way back, there was a 3-car shunt. It's just people. As I say, they say it's not that people drive, slower in the winter. They drive too fast in the summer, and even more, even too fast in the winter. So there we go. But yeah, so wet and miserable. Yeah. But yeah, there we are.
Have to say, it's lovely and sunny here.
What?
That makes a change.
Yeah, it's actually been a gorgeous day. Yes, it's a wee bit nippy, but it's lovely.
Well, they say I love the Irish summertime. It's my favourite day of the year.
Yeah, we're getting it now.
I think we've had ours, yeah. I think.
Yeah. Although it's not giving great in from tonight, I hear.
Bloody cold.
Yeah, it's giving it button down hatches time.
Yeah.
You live near Gary, do you, Julian?
No.
About 100 miles, isn't it, really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
It'll be actually more, Julian.
Is it?
Yeah. You'd be actually safer coming down the in by Londonderry side.
Oh, right, okay.
It'll be actually quicker.
Round the other way of the lock, round the other side of the lock.
Yeah. Only I think he will put us definitely in the lockdown. Only for that, I was going to try to get a wee trip up to Belfast before Christmas.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think that's going to happen. So I don't.
I know a friend was coming over to Dublin on the ferry, and he says that's gone down. That's not happening from Liverpool.
Well, they stopped the ferry, have they?
I don't know whether the south's gone lockdown or what. I don't know.
No, I think part of Liverpool's in lockdown.
That's right, yeah.
How's you going, Noel? I hope you enjoyed your breakfast this morning. I know I did.
Noel says, hi, chaps. I don't know.
I know. Dave.
Yes, mate. Oh, here we go.
I'm really going to annoy you now, Dave. I really am going to rub it in. I had a big Ulster fry this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, I'm getting a big hurry kebab tonight too, Dave. Just to polish it off.
Oh boy, I've put on half a stone. I've got to. I'm not. It's not drumming. I'm. So no kebabs for me. Just 6 pints of beer this evening,
No, Dave, the kebabs will not put the weight on your son, not at all.
Well, sorry, Julian?
It's a diet kebab, obviously.
Yes, it is.
Diet kebab.
Is there any other type, really?
A diet kebab.
Yeah. It's the only thing. coming into loud winter evenings, Dave, you have to treat yourself.
True, you got to build your winter blubber up, haven't you?
Well, believe you me, I'm building on it all over summer.
It's all year round, is it, Gary?
Yeah. I hate the thought what my doctor's going to say to me when he does see me. Oh, Mr. Hicks, you put on weight. You don't say, Doc.
It's the Hicks twins.
Yeah.
Dear. I think you need to mow the lawn a bit more, Gary. That would sort that out.
Dave? Seriously?
No, I was joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Well, it's coming to an end anyway, so I don't mind.
Trimming the head. No, all right. No.
Dave.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Those windows needed a bit. No.
Dave.
That chimney might have needed repointing. No.
Dave.
Sorry. Okay. I'll read the comments. Here we go.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Sorry. I'm sorry if I mess your name up. I'll stick with Noel. Bigger than everyone else. I don't know if he's referring to Gary Skibab or Gary himself. The fry up, I mean. Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that.
He probably does mean bigger than me.
Oh, right.
The evenings is coming to a quick end, though. Last night, 7:30? Dark.
Yeah. Yeah, model making weather. That's what my mate calls it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have there been any moulding issues with that typhoon at all, Mark?
He's on mute.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. I just wondered. A few of the new Airfix mould have been a few moulding issues.
Sorry, I didn't realise I was on mute. Yes, there was. There was a couple of issues. Right. One half of the rear rudder was a miscast, a total miscast. Didn't fill the mould at all. It looked like a shark had taken a whacking great bite out of it each side.
A short shot. Okay.
Yeah, and also on the. Hang on, I'll have to just put my brush down. Stay! Don't you dare turn. There's paint in you. Where are we? The rear of the bulkhead and armour plating about here, that was a miscast. So I had to. I tried using a filler, but that wouldn't work. It wouldn't take. It just got too crumbly after it had dried, and I just had to use a piece of plastic card.
Right. Well, that's not good.
Yeah, that was the only issues with it.
Right. Because they had the new Sea Fury. They've had it the same thing. The short shot on the tail.
Oh yeah.
The leading edge of the tail is it's bit of filler will sort it out, but it's
yes, it's just an embuggerance that you don't need.
Otherwise, it's a beautiful kit, that Sea Fury.
You made it, have you, Julian?
Yeah, did in the Dutch version.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Yeah, because I did the old Airfix one, which is the old MP kit, and that was the right shape is about the nicest thing you could say about it. But no, my mate's made a couple.
All right.
Yeah. That's not the 2-seat? No, not the 2-seater one, is it?
No.
So, yeah, no, I do. It's one of my favourite planes, the Sea Fury. Well, I'm fingers crossed. Airfix, if they released a 1/24th scale Sea Fury, I'd be all over that like a cheap suit. I tell you.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen, but still, they've been making money due to this lockdown, so maybe they will.
Yeah. Would be nice.
Well, I mean, when they brought out the, I can never remember, is it the Wildcat or the Hellcat?
Wildcat.
Wildcat, yeah. But when they brought that out in 1/24 scale, I mean, I remember thinking, what do they do that for? But my mate who lives in America, he said his model shop can't get enough of them. You know?
Yeah.
So for the American market, because there's not one out there, it's a stroke of genius. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, he was saying that there's a way that when it first came out, his model shop, his local shop said they'd had like 20, you know, put aside for them, and they'd all sold out within a couple of days. So, yeah, it's
it's a definite winner.
Yeah, it's a lovely kit as well. I mean, not that I'd want to make one, but
funnily enough, I've got one, and that's on the soon-to-do list.
Okay.
The F6F Hellcat.
Did you see the Daily Play program about that when they brought it out?
No.
About Hornby. He went through Hornby and whatever, and the guy built the display version for the show.
Oh, the TV program, was that
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Trying to smuggle it in so no one could see it.
Yeah. That's where I heard Sable for the first time. That was funny. That was.
You wonder the way they sell them at the price they are at the moment.
Well, I mean, they're good. The thing was interesting. There was about this time last year, Tamiya announced they were going to do a new Mark 1 Spitfire, and I made the original one, and I'd say it's one of the nicest kits I've ever made. And they were asked, you know, why are you bringing out a new one? And they said, well, basically they said it's competition from. Didn't say it directly, but they were basically saying it's competition from Airfix. And you think 15 years ago, you wouldn't have believed if they'd said, you know, Tamiya are having to update their kits because of Airfix. You just wouldn't have believed it, would you?
No, you wouldn't. You'd have definitely thought there was something sus in that statement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. When we were kids, you bought Airfix because they were cheap, weren't they? And they were available.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Can't say you could go wrong with Tamiya anyway. So.
Nah, not these days. But I mean, what back in the day, not that I ever built. Apparently, their first aircraft kits were a bit ropey. But like the Japanese do, they soon figured out where they were going wrong, and you know, rest is history, really.
True, that Lancaster was a bit dodgy at times.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. The big one.
No fancy having a go at the HK one then.
Cool. Yeah, I would. I nearly bought the Hobby Boss 132nd bit. Is it the 132 or 124th Liberator B24?
132, isn't it?
Yeah, 132.
But that came up at the right price, and I was giving it, do I or don't I? And I just looked around my living room and my room up here, and I thought, nah, nowhere to put it.
Yeah. Was it HK Models, Telford? Was it like kind of was last year, the year before, but bringing out a 148 Peacemaker? You know it's the fuselage, the wingspan's about 6 foot.
I know someone doing the 148 B1B Lancer. My God.
Yeah. We got one at Shabbat's house. Someone donated one, and it is huge, absolutely enormous.
I don't know which is the new one up in my local model shop, but I know it's the Rambusters one. But the whole canopy is done for you.
Yeah, it'll be the Tamiya one.
That'll be the old Tamiya one, yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Tamiya ones were pre-painted.
I can tell you one thing: it's not cheap.
Oh,
No, they're not.
canopy's pre-painted, is it? Oh, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Some
Yeah,
of them were,
it is.
yeah. Mine wasn't.
No,
No,
mate
not
of mine had one. He brought his stash round to show me, and it was like, wow, pre-painted already. Bonus, no masking.
Yeah, the B1 I got, what must have been the early one or something, it didn't have pre-painted, so I had to do the mask for it. It took me about 3 days to bloody mask the canopies. Cross-eyed after the first go.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, I was going to say, because the HK Lancaster, that comes with a clear, the front nose section's clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can leave it, so you can see all the cockpit detail.
Yeah, this one is actually all clear as well.
Yeah. I think they took the cues from the Tamiya one when they did that.
Because
sorry.
I think I seen Nerfix Hellcat up there. Boys, is it not cheap? Hey, seriously.
I think because they're in the Airfix are very crafty or very business minded, depending on your opinion.
I'm just
What
going to mute
they'll
the
do
mic
is
so I don't spray.
Okay.
mate. They'll do a run of kits like with their Civics, and so they'll do a run of a couple of thousand, and then they won't make them for a while, and then the prices will go up and up and up because people can't get them, and then they'll release them again. It's almost like they like create their own demand for their own kits.
Because I was looking at it, I'll be honest with you, I was looking at it, but I know myself, I don't like making planes. There's no point saying I don't, because I don't. And for me to justify spending that money on that kit that could probably sit here for a long, long time, I just couldn't.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Well, as you say, there's no point in buying something you're not going to build, is there?
No. Although I'd love to have a go at it, but not at that price. Now, you'd want to be very good at making aircrafts before you'd even attempt something like that.
Yeah.
But
then, sorry, Gary, carry on.
Just Noel McAfatrick, he's building a Spitfire at the moment, and I have to say he's very good at making airplanes now. For a man just to get into the hobby,
sure,
he is very good at it.
Yeah, I mean, all I'd say is with that, well, I mean, it's like the Typhoon that Airfix did, the previous 124 release. I saw that at Telford when it came out, and I think there's a couple of glue stains on it, and I was asking one of the guys on the Airfix stand about it. He said, the bloke that designed the kit gave the prototype, the test shot, to his 80-year-old granddad who'd never built a kit in his life, and said, "Here, build this." The idea being, if he could make a half decent go of it, anyone could. So, yeah, they do go together all right. I think that's something.
Then he has the Tamiya one, Hellcat up there.
That'd be worth giving a go, Gary. That'd be a little cheaper, wouldn't it?
Well, 100 and some odd pound. Nah.
Oh, okay. Scratch that.
Yeah.
That'll be the 132nd scale, probably, wouldn't it?
That's the one.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one, Julian.
The 148th one's worth a go as well, Gary. That's a nice kit.
I don't know what it is with me and aircraft, but I just cannot get on with them.
Fair enough.
Give them to me then.
Believe you me, Julian, I don't even have one in my stash. Would you believe that?
That's all my stash, apart from this Battle of Britain vehicles. I've done one tank, I think, and one Wild Coyote, is it? Super Cat.
Right. Was that the new one?
That was the Airfix one, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go particularly well.
And Noel's saying Spitfire, a great build.
Yeah.
We got Jay Arnold, evening lads, he says. So,
Evening, Jay.
MJ. Is that Jay Arnold? Isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the Iron Maiden Spitfire at the moment, amongst others.
Yeah, Jay saying I couldn't do planes until Julian got me into building them.
But he was a bit desperate for kit, so I sent him Christine, right. And then I sent him a Tornado and a Mustang, which he said he liked.
That's a nice kit, the Tamiya 148 Mustang.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did both of them, the B and the D.
Yeah, it was a D I did? Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's the same unit as the big one that Mark's got.
Yeah, right, okay.
In the Airfix one, the Blue Nose, that's what I did.
Yeah, yeah. Is that Tuskegee Airman, the Blue Nose one?
No, that's the red.
Oh, okay, right.
Blue Nose Bastards, I think they're called. Excuse my language, but that's what they say. That's what they say. That's what they're called. That's what they're called, isn't it? Well, what it is when I grew up, you had East Wrexham up the road, which are the Green Noses. I didn't know this till I looked into it. Which I did. I got aftermarket decals for the B, Tamiya B, and then the Blue Nose is the D, obviously, and that's the Bodney. That's just up the other way, up the road.
Okay.
I've since found out that the big Wellington I've got has got a East Wrexham scheme in it as well, so I'm well pleased with that. I like to do local ones.
Yeah. You say that. I went up see my sister. She lives up Wells next to sea in Norfolk.
That's lovely up there, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's but the airfield there's still, you can see there's still some of the old Anderson huts, and there's the control tower. It's now an little sort of like industrial estate. Yeah. But they've put up a wireframe model of a Lancaster just by the entrance, so it was quite a nice touch. Oh, nice. But it was primarily, it's interesting. I went to the Norfolk and Suffolk Air Museum, and they've got a map there of all the units that served in the area.
That's Flixton.
Yes.
Oh, is that the one that's Flixton, Dave?
Amazing museum. The amount of stuff they've got. I went for 2 days, and I went twice. One with my model club, and I did a article for the magazine, and I'm amazed the stuff I missed. Yeah. There's a whole, the TARDIS they call it, don't they? The amount of stuff they got there.
That's right. Yeah. But there's another one not far down. A bit further down towards Dis, and it was the 100th Bomb Group Museum, USAF, and it was called it was from the Bloody Hundreds.
Right.
And that is they've got a couple of Nissan huts, they've got a working link trainer, they've got a canteen in the old mess hall, which has still got the original artwork on the back wall. The watchtower's still there and is a museum.
Right.
Yeah, loads of stuff there. Loads of stuff.
Because there's another. Is it the one just right on the net? It's basically right next to the Norwich Airport.
Yeah.
Norwich Air Museum. Is that the one, or is that a different one?
This is the other way.
Oh, okay.
The NSAM, Norfolk and Suffolk Aviation Museum, is Flixton.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I've been to that one. Oh, that other bomber group one. I'll have to go to that.
Well, that's really good. Well worth it.
Yeah.
Flixton, when I was a kid, was about four or five different exhibitors. That's all it was. But now, it's really good. It used to
it's really, really built up.
Yeah, they got was it a Mystère, isn't it? It's a gate guardian.
That's right.
And a Gloucester Javelin, size of the thing. Bloody hell. Yeah.
Oh, we don't have any.
Sorry, Gary. Sorry.
We wouldn't have big museums like that. Ours would only be wee small museums.
Right.
Just the one of the Maze, isn't it? That's about it.
No, you have DV Warriors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's all party stuff. Did you know that, Gillian?
I haven't been to it yet. No, I know of it.
Yeah, he's got Paddy Main's whole stuff.
Oh right, okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah. if you are looking to go to it, Julian, give me a private PM, will you?
Okay. Yeah.
Because we can get something sorted out for you, Julian.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, Noel says, how many planes do you have now, Mark?
How many planes?
Yeah, was that a personal question?
On the ground, you might incriminate yourself.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there's one missing. 11, wherever that one is. 12. 12. A round dozen.
A modeller's dozen.
Is that it?
Well, a modeller's dozen plus a ship and a half track.
It's a good job he doesn't ask me how many Land Rovers I have.
Gary?
Don't even go there. Offhand, yes.
Say that.
That. Willie's Jeep.
Blimey, that's a first.
Yeah. Right. Does counting 17 between Jeeps and Land Rovers, does that count as being having a problem?
For you, anything's possible.
I think you're talking to the wrong people here, Gary.
I think so, yeah. That's good enough then.
I've got a dozen in here as it is, aeroplanes in here.
But that's not counting the ones I've built.
Is that meme? I don't. Sorry, Gary, go for it.
Sorry, Dave. Sorry. I'm going to be doing one with Big Davy McEhaney. This one here. Remember the Pink Panther, Dave?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I've got the whole PE stuff coming for it.
Oh, nice.
You know, like the Resin Wales full PE was 78 quid.
Yep. Yeah, the kit's the cheapest part, isn't it, normally?
Yeah.
But the thing is, the time it will take you to do it, you know, it's, you know, I feel it's with this F-18, this is probably about, you know, obviously it's a little different because I've got the kit and there's probably about 150 quid's worth there. But, you know, 50 quid of which I spent, but that's 3-4 months worth of entertainment, you know?
Yeah.
So pretty cost effective, really.
But that's the way I look at it, you know what I mean? Especially coming in now to the winter months, you sort of want a big project to do.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. As I said, and I think it's with the lockdown, you know, I mean, far worse, as I said, you don't see many scale modelers complaining they're bored.
Yeah.
No, just the wife's going, I'm going to kill him. Well, she did leave me unsupervised.
Yeah, careful.
Yes. And in my defence, Lowell was a witness to it this morning. I offered it back to her. And she didn't take it.
More for her.
And then Dave came on the line and says to me, "Are you buying anything today, Gary?" And I went, "I don't know yet, Dave." So I said to Dave, "Give me a couple of minutes to figure out here what I'm going to do and I'll let you know."
Some bad influences on you, Gary.
You see that, Julian? They're very bad to me.
Bad influences.
Remind me never to rob a bank with you, Gary.
No.
I was thinking, you say left unsupervised, it's almost like we get child minders, you stay on model minders.
Yeah.
Must be keep an eye on the credit card at all times.
Yeah. Well, the only thing was, when I did go on the eBay, there was good deals, and I wasn't going to pass them up. Not a hope,
Exactly. Yeah, precisely.
Fair enough. They mightn't be done this year, but they'll always be there just in case we go into another lockdown. I'm thinking of the economy, trying to keep it going. Trying to think of the poor postman, keeping them in jobs and everything. I'm thinking ahead here.
Yeah, so it's very, very, very public spirit of you, Gary.
Proud of you, Gary. Proud of you.
Thank you, Julian.
we got our talking points already, haven't we, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the poor old postman having no work to do and to be out of a job. And
we thought how much you got to carry.
Well, as I said, Gary's got the fittest postman in Northern Ireland, I reckon.
Believe you me, he doesn't leave this house, Julian, seriously. But in my defence,
that'll be on your tombstone. That'll be.
Yeah, in my defence, yeah. I done her Christmas shopping today too. You see, so kill two birds with one stone.
What kit are you buying her?
How did you guess, Steve? Oh, thanks, hey.
Yeah, knowing Gary, needless to say, it probably came from Ann Summers. That was that sort of kit.
No, I am a very good boy. I wouldn't do things like that, Mark.
I think, Gary, she needs a Kit Form Services Bedford truck.
Hey, I am trying to get the one out of Arctic Armour. You know the Bedford one, Dave?
Yeah, oh, I know that one, yeah. Oh, I know that one.
Is that the 124 scale?
135th, I think it is, Julian. It's all resin.
The Kit Form Services one's the 124 scale one.
Yeah.
Okay. Noel says he gave Julie the card in a way that she could not get it. I think you need to scratch build a fake credit card, Gary.
Yeah.
Here you go, darling. Here's the yeah. Give her a fake one, and then away you go.
Again, in my defence, I was a good boy for 3 weeks. But believe you may have pulled up for it now. No, she took my credit card for 3 weeks. Wasn't allowed to buy anything. But believe you me, I pulled up for it from Thursday.
We'll have to warn them if you come over to Telford next year, Hallants will have to get a liquid called Till.
I reckon I'm going to get a special plane to bring me home too.
So the ferry listening to one side.
I have a mate, he goes to Japan occasionally, and he has to take an empty suitcase.
Yeah. My mate Ian went a few years back. It was because he works for Airbus. It was like a kind of working holiday.
Yeah.
He said he went. The only problem he said it's amazing. He said in Tokyo, he went in this model shop. He said the only problem is Ian's about 6'2", and he's not exactly, he's he'll say himself slightly horizontally challenged, shall we say? And he said the problem is it's designed for Japanese blokes, so he said I'm just destroying half the displays as I'm trying to squeeze through the shelves. But he said what they'll do is, he said the shop's about 3 stories high. The first 3 are obviously full of model kits, and then there'll be like a storage. The top floor will be like storage in the offices, and the second from top floor, he said looks like an internet cafe. And what it is, because the apartments are so small in Tokyo, you hire these little booths to be like a spray booth and a little locker to put your work in, so you can do your model making there. Which is
right.
Yeah. But he said when he went back to his hotel, he turned on the TV and there's a Tamiya cable TV channel.
Yeah, you can imagine the pay-per-views on that, can't you?
As I said, yeah. As I said, yeah. It's
That's porn for you, that is.
well, that's it. I've said yeah, typical scale model. Don't worry about the porn. Go to the Tamiya channel.
And today we have the new tooling P38, and you're like, "Hey, come on!"
Look at the sprues on that.
There'll be no point in me going to it then, Dave.
Sorry, mate.
There'll be no point in me trying to get over there then.
No.
6'4", 18 stone, I'd just destroy the place. It'd be just like
That's
Godzilla
right.
going through it.
Wear the suit, you'll fit in right away.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Dave, is Calford near Newcastle?
No, probably nearest place. It's sort of on its way to Birmingham.
Yeah,
Staffordshire, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shropshire, Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Black Country way.
Yeah, we can go this.
I out to know it, yam yam.
But yeah, it's well, from London. I mean, probably you fly to Manchester Airport, Gary, and it's about
Birmingham would be closer, wouldn't it?
or Birmingham. I think. Oh yeah, it's my mate flew in from Manchester because it's an international flight. So yeah, Birmingham. And it's probably 40 minutes from Birmingham.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No distance.
No, we'll just want to know there. Because hopefully, if COVID's out, there'll be a rake of us boys over next year.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Good man.
Yeah.
And I mean by a rake of us.
All I'd say is it's worth. I'm going to book my hotel January because if you wait till around March, April, they'll be sold out.
Yeah, you have no chance.
Yeah, so it's worth. You know, I mean, all I did this year, obviously, you know, I had it reserved, but obviously it's not going to happen. But yeah, I'll book it normally and start. Well, it depends. I mean, it's almost worth doing right at the start of January, just to make sure, especially if there's a bunch of you and you all want to stay in the same place.
Yeah. Did you get a refund, though?
Sorry, mate?
Did you get a refund?
Yeah, well, it's the one I got is you don't pay. You basically reserve. It was on Booking.com, and you don't reserve the room till you actually. You don't pay for the room till you actually turn up. You know.
Oh, right, okay.
So yeah, but because there's what I want to do is, and I'll book the same one again. There's one that's literally walking distance from the exhibition centre.
Yeah.
And for the sake of an extra 15 quid, I was thinking rather than then that means you don't have to drive. You can just basically, you know, go maybe, you know, park up, drop your stuff off on a Friday evening, park the car up on the Saturday, and you don't have to move it till the Sunday. Because it's just a nightmare. If you don't get there first thing, there's no car parking spaces. That's the other problem.
Yeah, because we'll be thinking of hiring a minibus.
An Arctic, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, trust me, Dave, I know a lot of boys drives over there, so it'd not be too hard for them to call in and see me. I have that already sussed out.
Gary, it'll have to be a joint effort, I think, because we were trying to do it last time it was on, but it never happened.
Hey,
Obviously.
Julian, right, see when we come off air,
Yeah.
I'll tell you how we're going to do it, and we can get these boys involved as well.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
mate.
Don't worry, we've been working at all this, Julian, through from on a model and EC, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
We've a lot of things coming up, you know what I mean? So, it'd be nice to get a joint venture, as you say. No women are allowed, boys. Sure, there's not. Good lads, I like to hear that. Good boys. Dave, I am totally I'm holding Dave. I'm holding Dave responsible for that one.
What am I responsible for?
No women allowed. Good man, Dave.
Oh,
I like to hear that. I like to hear that.
So, are you going to club together and hire Chinook, or is it?
Dave, you've seen them 40-footers with the forklifts on the back.
Yeah. Each.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the crew cab. Yeah.
Just go to Florence Court there and drop it off for me. Julie Owens will be sitting there to sign for it.
Huh.
Cove has put a lot of harm to everything.
Most definitely.
As I said, Dave, I can't wait to get these boys over here next year.
Yeah, look forward to it, Gary.
Definitely.
Look forward to it. You've worn the local model shop, haven't you?
Next question. That's what we were just. Hey, that's what we were just discussing last other night, wasn't it, Julian?
I know.
In the whole of Northern Ireland, you have 4 model shops,
Right.
and each one of them will be a good hour apart.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, almost. I mean, if you come over to Telford, I mean, what would be good to do is if you come up, could almost, thinking about it, it's worth, say if you fly in first thing Friday morning, we can meet up at Cosford Air Museum, have a wander around there for a couple of hours.
Yeah, we would be making a long weekend off it, if you know what I mean, Dave.
Oh, it's well worth it. Yeah, worth it.
Going early on the Friday morning, right?
Yeah.
And coming back late the following week.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, on Monday.
Yeah, it's well worth it. I mean, yeah, Cosford Air Museum's well worth a trip as well, definitely.
Yeah, Cosford is. That's where that was my spiritual home. It's where I did my training.
Okay, because it's got all it's part of the Imperial War Museum, isn't it, Cosford?
That's right.
Yeah, so they've got
to give it its proper title, the Sir Michael Beetham Conservation Centre.
Okay.
Because you know where that they raised that Dornier 17 off the Goodwin Sands.
Oh yeah,
that's where it's being restored.
Okay, so their motto is if you can't beat them, join them. Hold on,
good man, Dave.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
There we go.
Yes, feel better for that. I'll be quiet now. That reminds me, I was at the Fleet Air Arm Museum a few years back, and they've got a restoration hangar there. And I was talking to the bloke. He said, yeah, we're restoring a Fairy Barracuda." And I said, "Oh yeah," he says a really tricky restoration because there's a wing spar in one museum, the centre section of the wing spar and the fuselage, and that's it. And and they found, I can't remember where it was, in a corner of some ex RAF marshalling yard. They found the rear undercarriage assembly.
Yeah,
but so he says, yeah, it's very tricky aircraft to restore. He said, it's not going to be in flying condition. I said, well, that'd be a world first anyway.
Yeah.
They're a bit of a death trap, the old Fairy Barracuda.
Where I used to live, the local airfield was Fairy's test site.
Oh, right.
And my God, if Fairy were doing the testing for the Rotodyne, bloody hell. I mean, we lived 5-6 miles away from the airfield, but you could hear that start up.
Yeah. Is that the thing with the jets on the end of the rotors?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, because I reckon the Russian Bear's the same, isn't it? It's like, 4 contra-rotating turboprops.
Yeah.
and it's just like you can hear the thing coming about 20 miles away, if not longer. Now, it's a story about the ferry. There was a TV program about the ferry pilots that ferried the fighters to the air bases in the Second World War.
The ATS.
ATS, sorry. And there's a couple of funny stories, but there was one of the blokes that flew for him. He said, we turned up one morning, and you got our shit, and my mate goes to, I got my mate said, "Oh, so what you got to fly today?" He goes, "Oh," I said, "Oh, a Hurricane." And I go, "Mate, so what you got to fly?" He goes, "Oh, Ferry Barracuda." I said, "Oh, can I have your watch?" It's such a bad reputation.
Yeah. But no, my nearest airfield was White Waltham. It was the headquarters of the ATA.
Oh, okay. Because there was another story they had in this program about it was a Hurricane squadron they were converting over to Typhoons, and he said that we were ribbing the Hurricane squadrons nearby, saying, "Oh, they've given us the Typhoon because only real men can handle an aircraft like that." And he was saying, you need men to fly this aeroplane, not boys. And he said we all lined up, and this first Typhoon came, and he said the thing was just like a brute. He said, roar, deafening. So it roared up in front of us. There's smoke belching out the engine. Engine stops, canopy opens. He said, and it's the smallest ATS girl gets out. We all feel like a bunch of right. She was with 5 foot nothing. Well done. You've got to be a man to fly this aircraft.
Yeah. No, they did a sterling job, the ATA.
Didn't they? Because they didn't have any ammunition either. If they'd got bounced by anyone, that would have been it.
No ammunition, no radio code.
Yeah. More often than not, it was. They were saying that you did your training on like single prop aircraft, twin props, and 4 props, and that was it. That meant, and you think what a difference there are on like you could be flying anything almost, with minimal training.
The only training they had, once they weren't given any check rides if it was a different aircraft type. The only thing they were given was a set of rough, shortened edition of a set of pilot's notes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Condensed version.
Yeah. That was all these. You say, I think people like them, the London Fire Brigade, the Merchant Navy, it's
definitely
all gets forgotten a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good program that was about collecting and selling memorabilia. What was it? Oh, I can't remember what it's called. It's on yesterday, I think it's called.
Oh yeah.
Combat dealers.
Huh? No, not
combat dealers.
No, that's the building up the tanks and stuff, like anything they can find. Now, these 2 guys, and his girlfriend, and I've got ex-army guy. They run this shop with all the memorabilia.
Oh yes! I saw that when it came out.
War and Son is a shop, but I can't remember what the program's called now. But it's a good program. They were talking about the Fire Brigade, and I'm one of them. They said they had it easy to start with until the Blitz came along.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had a great uncle that was a merchant seaman, and I never realised if he was torpedoed twice. This bloke, and when you're off the ship, you weren't paid because you weren't classed, you weren't aboard ship.
Yeah.
Marvelous. And to it wasn't the Arctic convoys he was in, but it wasn't. It was inhospitable wherever it is, but yeah.
They reckon once the Titanic went down, that was it. They had no job. They weren't paid after that.
Yeah, well that's it. Yeah, because you weren't aboard ship, so yeah, that was it.
You had to be looking for work.
In your lifeboat. Yeah.
Lifeboat.
None of this scrounging business.
Mind you, one of the guys went home and they said he'd been given £5 to rescue him by the family in the lifeboat. He went home to Liverpool and his mum slammed the door on him because
Really?
he was sort of shook. Let the family go, she thought.
Good heavens.
I get all my information off QI, you know.
That's a bit too intellectual for me.
Well, being a Geordie, I get mine from YI. That joke's never going to get old. I'm building a YI wing.
No, I don't think so.
Sorry, mate?
I don't think so. It may stay out. It may outstay its welcome a tad, but no, it'll never get old.
Please show YI50, is it?
YI50. I like that. YI50.
That's normally something like Dave's caliber, that one.
Yeah, I like that one. I have to remember
That deserves a drum roll all in itself.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Julian. 1 second. There we go. Yeah. YI5.
That's Dave tickled now.
Yeah, this is set up for the evening. Geordie police drama, YI5. Oh, here we go. Any more comments? Yeah, so Noel say, yeah, it's Telford near Newcastle. No, chaps, as long as you can handle a mixture of police and iron when we come over. Noel, June, I'm into collectible artifacts, collection artifacts. That's interesting.
Such as?
Yes. Me and Noel would be big into the Great War.
Oh, right, okay.
Between the pair of us, we have some very unique, rare items.
I have a mate, ex-Army Air Corps. He does the tours, walking tours in the Somme and such.
Right. Have you seen that? I think it's Peter Jackson, isn't it? Did the First World War in colour.
Yeah.
That's that was interesting.
He was supposed to be doing the new Dambusters version, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I think they're having trouble, aren't they? Because I mean, he owns Wingnut Wings, doesn't he? And they've closed their doors.
Yeah.
Hey boys, Dave, could you run the show for like a minute for me, please?
Yeah, no worries.
Bye.
Yeah, I think they're having a bit of.
Oh, money-wise, you mean?
Yeah, well, this is, from what I can gather, they were pulling a bit of a fast one with the New Zealand government, who because obviously he's the Lord of the Rings is, gave the New Zealand Tourist Board a real shot in the arm.
Yeah, like Game of Thrones.
Sorry, mate.
Like Game of Thrones gave Northern Ireland a good boost.
Yeah. So, but there's some. I think they were giving him tax breaks, and he was being a bit cheeky with them, and they kind of pulled the rug on him a little bit, and then COVID came in.
Oh, right.
So then again, I'm not really sure if no one really knows if Wingnut Wings are shut or it's just kind of been mothballed till all this blows over. But he ran it. I mean, he basically he ran it just almost as a hobby. The company. Oh, right. It was never. He said, as long as it doesn't cost me anything, I'm happy to keep it going. And I think probably with the New Zealand government doing what they did, it did start costing him money. So then he's just like, right, that's that, because that's why the new Fokker triplane from Meng, that was originally a Wingnut Wings kit.
Yeah, I saw that harness, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. That's why they didn't release it. They got Meng to release it. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there really.
I've got FGR2 in the Alcock and Brown colours coming.
Oh,
Oh, you
nice.
found one?
Yeah, I found one. Yeah,
Sweet.
mate of mine's cousin has bought a job lot in America. Got stacks and stacks of them.
Right.
Oh, cool.
And sending one over to swap for one I've got. So yeah, I've been after that for a while because I remember going to not Fairford, Greenham Common when it was at the Air Tattoo.
Yeah.
Just must be in the same year they did the race. Well, I've got a picture, little grainy picture of the actual aircraft.
Oh, sweet as nut. Right, gents. I'm going to have to knock it on the head there until tomorrow. I've got to go and pick up my lad.
Okay, Mark.
Little bleeder. So I can catch you all tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. See you later, Mark. Take care, mate.
Nice. Bye.
Take care, gents. Say goodbye to Gary for us.
I will do. See you later. So is that one of the original Airfix vehicles you're working on, Julian?
Yeah.
Blimey.
Well, I think they were new sort of new molds because it's the same sort of quality as the Lynx.
Oh, okay.
And the Herrick stuff.
All right.
So it's the same. And it's the modern sort of type instructions.
Yeah, because I think the old ones were based off. They were like they did the vinyl vehicles, didn't they? Airfix 176 ones, like the all their old 176 armor kits were based on the kind of vinyl toys almost that they brought out.
Yeah, I remember having them. Yeah.
Some of them old Airfix kits go for big money.
Yeah. Oh, because there's nothing else. I mean, I was going to say earlier on, I went to the Norfolk and Suffolk Air Museum. They've got a little display of toys from the 30s, like a living room almost, from the 30s, 40s and 50s with like local toys and old radios and whatever. And they had an Airfix Vickers Valiant kit, and the bloke who ran the museum, he said, one of the volunteers just gave us a load of old kits to display. So I didn't think anything of it. He said he had 3 blokes come up to the office and say, "Can I buy that Valiant kit?" and offered us about £100 because up to, I mean, Airfix has now released another one, but up to a couple of years back, that was the only one that was out there.
Yeah,
and it's not
like,
sorry,
now they came out and then they went rare, and everyone's paying silly prices for them.
Yeah, they're getting the same as what Airfix do. They basically they'll do a run of them, and they'll wait till demand goes up, and then they'll do another batch of them, and they can charge what they want for them.
Yeah, it's like the Action Man stuff there on eBay at the moment. Do you know what I seen today, Dave?
Oh,
was I not that tempted? I was seriously tempted. Do you remember the old airplane they had? Action Man airplane.
Oh yeah.
In its original box, everything, £900.
Blimey.
Aircraft, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the one.
Remember the helicopters with the push button for the spin the rotor? I remember that.
That's it. Well,
Yeah.
they didn't make the aeroplane very long because I reckon it was really hard to produce.
I remember Scorpion as well. I remember that.
Yeah. Saladin, didn't they? They did.
Yeah. I've a thing sitting up there in the living room, one of their Scout cars with an original figure in it as well. And believe you me, that was not cheap.
Yeah.
No, I was looking. I thought I don't I don't look too closely because I'm going to end up buying something. But I was looking. I had my favourite uniform that I had when I was a kid was the British officer's uniform, and a complete one will set you back about £800-900 because there's so much. There's so much to it. Because what I liked about it, it even had socks and the shoes had laces on them, and
Yeah.
there was a pair of socks went for 35 quid because you just can't get them. And the Sam Brown belt, the buckle would break on it. If you got one of those that's in one piece, that'll go for about £50-60.
Yeah,
but,
it will.
Yeah, crazy money.
Because I've one of the Dragon World War One figures.
All right.
Which came out there beginning of the Great War, 2014.
Right.
Very limited edition was done off it, and I think Julie paid, was it 500 or near 600 quid for it?
Blimey.
See today on eBay,
Yeah.
over $3.5 grand.
Good Lord. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, with that, you know, you buy that Wildcat kit, it's not going to go down in value. You know,
No.
It's well, he was saying, I mean, it's like my mate was saying, because Airfix have only just got it's only been 2-3 years ago since they got actual, you know, Airfix have got a distributor in America. Before then, it was just, you know, pot luck. Someone imported a container full of them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Julie's in. Good evening, gents. How are we this evening? Good.
You'll be good until I get off line. Now, in my defence, sweetheart, the love of my life, the apple of my eye, Dave phoned me up and he says, was I buying anything today? And I said, not at the moment. So he sort of twisted my arm to buy something. Hey, if I'm going to go down to my son, bring somebody else with me.
Oh, I see. Friends, who needs them?
Yeah. Well, should have believed that for about the whole of 30 seconds.
Yeah. You can't be hanging out with that Dave Oliver boy. He's a bad influence. Yeah. I felt it was like the other night when Steph gave me the link to that scale model that Japan model detective bloke.
Yes.
I thought I'll just have a quick look. Right. Yeah. So I've got a Boba Fett ship coming, Slave One, coming this evening. But coming in a few weeks. But I'd say if you do want to make any of those Bandai kits, he's a good 5-10 quid cheaper than anywhere else. And even again, you can get the Revel Star Wars kits over here, but I think the Bandai ones, it's worth spending an extra couple of quid because I think they're just better kits. But,
evening, guys.
No, Steph.
Evening, Steph.
Talk of the devil.
How much did you spend?
Who, me?
Oh, Dave.
All right.
4,100 yen.
No, about 30 quid. No, about 40 quid.
30 quid. £31.
Yeah.
I bought a Slave One, and it was a good 5-6 quid cheaper than I could find it anywhere else.
Well, the X-Wing and the R2 R5D4 that I bought, they cost me the same amount. And looking online, they're what, 30, 35, 40, 45 quid.
Yeah. Well, that Slave One is the most expensive one he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, you know, yeah. I just thought I'd look on there. I thought, you know, obviously because I've done the Snow Speeder, the AT-AT, and I thought I don't really want to do, you know, I just thought, yeah, Slave One because you could really go to town on the chipping and weathering.
Yeah. Well, I've just been sat here doing my X-Wing.
Nice.
So,
excellent.
What do you think of that colour then, Dave?
Sorry, mate, I'm just on the comments. 1 second. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Definitely. Yeah, just the off-white. Yeah.
Yeah, I just knocked up myself some grey.
Yeah.
Done the old pre-shading with
Uh-huh.
with light grey.
Yep.
And that's what I've got.
Oh. You're going to do the red, you're doing red one, are you, Steph?
No, this is Blue Squadron.
Oh, we're going to do blue, okay.
That stripe is blue.
Okay.
So
I was going to say, if you do, I told you my mate's tip for painting yellow, didn't I? You paint it pink first.
yes,
and then
you did.
you spray on the yellow, because I'm going to have to do it with this Y-wing, because that's going to be yellow.
Yeah, cool. I shall remember that because I've got some pink here.
Yeah, it probably. I was going to say the one like probably the SAS Land Rover Pink Panther pink would be good for that.
Yeah,
it's quite subtle, isn't it? It's not like it's like a pastel pink almost.
Yeah, rather sort of pink.
Yeah, because he did a Air-Sea Rescue Wessex, and he used that. He sprayed, and it come out really nice, real vibrant yellow.
Cool. I shall have to remember that.
So
sounds like we've got an echo.
Yeah.
Hello? Where's it coming from?
Give me a sec. Let me just mute you, Dave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Dave.
Yeah, from you, Dave.
Sorry. What?
What did you just say?
Hey. What?
B.
C.
Go jump in it.
Who needs friends when we have us?
Yeah.
Who needs friends when you got enemies like us?
I'm a good fella.
Yeah, of course you are.
It's Dave, the bad influence.
Oh, what is it? Does he have a go at Dave night tonight? Is it? No, dude. We'll take it in turns.
Oh, yum, Dave, look.
Oh, stop it.
Dave, look. Yum, Dave. Not about wonder I'm the size I am. That's for Colin when he comes down on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Diabetes is not good.
Is it not?
No, it's not good.
He hasn't got it yet.
I haven't got it yet, no.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Take it very seriously by the look of it, Gary.
I am, Dave. Seriously, I am.
Oh, dear.
I've bad lungs, so I might as well work on the diabetes when I'm at it.
Well, if you're going to go to the doctor, it's going to make it worth as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, while I'm here, doctor.
Yeah. So I think I've got my American mate I told you about. I mean, he works for Airbus, so he's got pretty good insurance. Just to walk into a doctor's surgery, $50 before he's even, $50 before he's even, and he said the other problem, he said he's got pretty good health insurance because it's obviously through the company. He said the problem is because he's had this issue with his shoulder. He's had to have he's basically got bolts in his spine and all this. So the problem is the doctor will say, well, I recommend this treatment. And then you've got, if it's over here, it'd be like, yeah, well, off you go. You might have to wait for it, but you get it. Problem is in America, then it has to go, you have to get it past the insurance company. Will say, oh, no, like, you want to get these operations done. And like, oh, no, we want to send you, it's not like what is going to sort this out. It's like what is going to cost us the least. That's their way, And he was saying he for this operation on his neck and the one he had on his shoulder, $60,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. We had a friend of ours in America had a heart bypass, $70,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
Has that made you think about the bloody angel slices now, Gary?
no,
Anyway, enjoy.
not I hope. My motto is just eat it.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I got diagnosed with diabetes, and then he says, "Oh, you got to cut back." So I cut out Coke completely. The full leaded stuff I used to drink like it's thrown out of fashion.
Yeah.
And that did it. I mean, I used to doze in. No problem with that. But stopped doing that, and it sort of settled down completely.
Yeah.
Because
yeah. No, that because we used to. I had a friend of mine as a kid, and his uncle was Down syndrome, and he would drink full leaded, leaded Coke. He would drink it all day if you let him.
Yeah.
And the doctor said he's got to stop. His teeth were like it was dissolving his teeth, and he said basically it does you. It was his liver was it did a proper job on him. It really did. He stopped and he recovered, but the doctor was like, no, you can't. Anyway, I'm just going to have 6 beers tonight, and
There you are. You're working on it too, Dave.
That's right, mate. Yes, there's me going on about eating food, but that's my allowance for the week.
I was like poor Julie this morning waiting for her breakfast, and she went low. No, she did. No, her fuel tank ran out. She's a diabetic, you see.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry, Gary. Yeah, sorry.
And she did have something to eat too before she went into town, and bang, sugar's down.
Right. Does she take insulin? Does she?
She does.
Right.
I watched that Cutty 4 years ago now, in a coma for nearly 2 months.
Yeah, what are you saying, mate? That's not good. That's not good. So, is she doing all right now?
Oh yeah, she's with me, Dave. What do you expect?
You're a good influence, Gary. Yeah.
Sorry, Julia.
You're a good influence. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Gary.
See,
Sorry, Gary.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, go on, Gary. I'll talk in a sec.
The way I look at it is, Julian, when I'm eating that stuff, you see, it's not going to her sugars. So.
Oh well. Right. Okay.
You're just a good Samaritan, single-handedly propping up the economy.
Taking the bullet, aren't you?
Yeah, you're just so Sorry, Steph.
What he hasn't told you, Dave, is he's the one who put her in the coma.
Good man, Steph.
Why am I reminded of "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" by Elton John? I don't know.
Now, Dave, if we were nice, you'd be starting to panic.
Oh, but it's like my dad. Yeah, when he starts being nice to you, that's when you worry. I said when he was in he come off his bike a while back, and I went and visited him in hospital, and my mate said, "So how's your dad?" I said, "Worryingly friendly, to be honest with you." When he's pleasant, and you worry. Poor old boy.
There's my father that didn't take diabetes until he was 75.
Yeah, quite often happens that way, doesn't it? My dad didn't. He was fine till he was in his mid-70s, and then he had a couple of TIAs, and it almost sort of opened the floodgates a little bit. He got pulmonary thrombosis in his chest, and he's got this weird arthritis in his back. I think at that age, it's just you can't sort of fight it off, can you? It's or you're more prone to that kind of thing. Steph, I was going to ask you. I was going to get a backdrop for this Y-wing. Do you know anywhere that does them? Like a a Star Wars Rebel base hangar or something?
No, I don't. Did you have a look at that YouTuber that I told you about?
I didn't. No, I'll have a look at that. I had a look on Coastal Kits, and they've not already got anything suitable.
No. If there's
I
not
will. I'll have a look at that YouTube channel.
Boyei, I believe.
Let me write this down, Steph. Sorry. 1 minute. Get my crayons out. Yeah, far away.
You better not be using my bloody purple one.
What was that?
You better not be using the purple one, because that's my favourite one to chew on.
Is it? No, I've eaten. That's my favourite flavour. I've eaten that one already.
It's Boyie, I believe.
Boyie. Yeah.
Yeah.
YA1. Right. Okay. And that's it, is it, Steph?
Yeah. Just
Okay,
do a search for that and it'll come up.
Okay.
And he's got loads of lighting tutorials as well.
Oh.
Really good.
So I mean, the only other I was having a look on just Google Images, see if there's a still from the film, and I could just print off that or something. Because I thought it'd be good it would look good if you had like the entrance, and then just cut that out, and then have like a star field behind that.
Yeah, that would look really good.
Give it a bit of depth, but as I said, so much for this being a quick project.
Have you been spending money, Gary? Look, he's not interested. He's hiding.
Yes, I did do a wee bit of purchasing today, but Dave told me I had to keep up the economy, so I'm trying to keep the economy up.
No. Oh no. What can you do?
He is so full of it, isn't he, Dave? And I
just wonder about Telford next year. if they're gonna let us back the year after, that's what I'm worried about. Yeah. The dishonourable discharge from the IPMS.
Well, we're going to have to take him back the following year, Dave.
To apologise, yeah, exactly.
I'd be very good, boys. I'll stay away from the Land Rover end of it.
Well, we'll have to prize you away from the accurate armour. We'll have to warn them that our mates coming. You might want to. Yeah, as I said, they're going to need their water-cooled till, aren't they? Yeah. Shame it's. I mean, it would be. It's not worth doing, but shame it's not close at the Hannants, because it'd be good to. You do Telford and then go to Hannants, but it's sort of nice to all across the other side of the country. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to see something like that.
Oh, Hannants is well, don't take your credit card to Hannants is the only advice I would give you.
Oh, God, no.
take cash and a list. Otherwise, yeah.
Do you think I will be in trouble, Dave?
Yeah. I think I'd probably have to. I think I'd probably have to clear out my spare room, Gary. If I, yeah, while things blew, well, just let things settle down a bit. I think if you, oh boy, it's. When my mate he goes, give you an idea how big it is. They had a Harrier in there for a while, in one corner of the warehouse. That's how big the warehouse is.
Boys.
Oh yeah.
It's pity they wouldn't do something like that over here, Julian. You'll have a massive thing like that.
I know, mate. I know. I don't know how much bigger it is down south, but
I don't think it's that big by the signs of things, Julian.
no.
I know a few boys have went to it and they said they'd never go back to it.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. I don't know why they never took.
Is it, sorry, Gary, is that the Nationals? Is it down south?
Yeah.
Is it down south? Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem these days, a lot of model shops, like I call it my local model shop. Really, it's a model railway shop that sells kits. I think a lot of the model shops in inverted commas that are out there now are basically sell RC, or they're like wargaming shops. I think the markups far higher on radio control stuff than it is model kit.
Yeah, it is, because my local model shop would do more remote control stuff than plastic kits.
Yeah, I think I do get a bit more of a return on them. Not even going to go. Good Lord, I'm not even going to go. There's one of the fellas, remote control stuff. That's a whole nother level of expense.
Yeah. Do you not think I have enough expense, Dave?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
It's a good show in Belfast, Gary. If you've been, I don't know.
No, I've never been to that one, Julian.
It's a good show. There's not much to buy. Not many dealers.
My mate was saying in the US next year, the Nationals are in Las Vegas.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
But the thing is that flights are cheap because they want to get you, So I don't know. So I was going to go over this year, but I don't know. I've got to see how the money goes. But
Tempted by everything there, isn't it?
sorry, mate.
Tempted by everything there.
Yeah, well, I just. But the thing is, he was saying that it's interesting. My mate Ian, he's an expat. He's lived in America for about 15, 20 years now. He'll religiously come over to Telford every year. He'll only go to the Nationals in the US if it's in the same state or the one next door. He says British Nationals are far better.
All right.
Because it's all US Nationals. It's what it is. It's just vendors and a competition. There's no club tables. So the problem is basically it's what I do at Telford. I do my buying on the Saturday, and then I have a proper look round on the Sunday. But he said the problem with the US Nationals is there's no social aspect to it because there's obviously no clubs. So he prefers Telford.
buy on the Saturday and the Sunday that you said there, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see if we get it 24, get out in 24 hours for you, Gary. Well, what we did a year before last, my mate Molly came up because obviously he just had his leg amputated. So they very kindly let us go round before and that was great. We got in there about 8 on the Saturday morning, and it was really good to have a wander around before the place opened to the public, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's Saturday. Again, that's why I say, you know, do your buying on the Saturday, because it's so busy you can't really see any. Obviously, have a look, you know, a look round, but then on the Sunday, when it's a little quieter, you're free to have a good look at everything.
I think it's got to be a weekend though to do it, though, isn't it?
Oh, it would be a weekend.
I think Colin was planning on doing it all, fly over early, go around, and come back the same day. But
no,
nah.
I think it's a bit much, though. I
think the problem is sorry, Gary. Go for it.
No, go on ahead there, Dave.
I'm always amazed when I get back how much stuff I'll have missed. When you see, you know, people will post up a video of the show or whatever, and you go, "Good, I never," you know, and that's after a full, well, no, longer, because we'll models for heroes. We set up on the Friday afternoon and have a sneaky look round, and I'm always amazed when I get back and you see in the IPMS magazine, and I'm like, I never saw that, you know, so in a day, no, I don't think you can do it justice. I really don't. But, you know, needs must. I know people that do it, but I'd say, yeah, and a good long weekend so you can get there first thing on the Saturday. And then, you know, and then, yeah, you're not rushing around to try and get everything you want and have a look at what's going on.
On buy kits.
Of course, Gary.
Yeah. That's the wedding off for another year. Oh, yes. What's it going to be? Telford or wedding? Telford.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
God, yes.
See, Accurate Armour are going to be working double shifts in anticipation. More Land Rovers. Gary's going over.
Yeah.
I was going to ask Gary, have you talked about that Land Rover, the photo etch? Have you got a decent pair of photo etch bending pliers?
I do. I bought the wee machine.
Oh, came up, yeah. Well worth it, yeah.
Where is it now? It's
Holden
somewhere
Fold,
about
is it? Yeah.
No, here's it here, Dave. Master Tools.
Oh, lovely, yeah. Yeah, same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get photo etched Tourette's otherwise.
One of those, Gary.
Yeah, one of those.
Gary, do you build your Land Rover totally and then paint it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you mean one of these?
That's a console controller, isn't it?
Sorry?
That's a games console controller, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was on sale, that one, Julian, so I thought, hang of it.
Of course it is. You have to buy it.
Oh, yeah.
It's the law.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to disappoint anybody.
The economy, as Gary says, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Got to think of selflessly investing in the economy. So you coming over next year, are you, Julian?
Well, I'd like to. See how it goes. Never goes to plan, unfortunately, but
Right. Well, who knows with the present situation what would be happening anyway, I suppose.
yeah, exactly.
You'd hope by then it's all dealt with, but maybe not.
Silence is golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to do a bit of drum practice.
I remember building that Rebel Land Rover you got, Gary, and having to Google which one was yellow and which one was red. The levers in the middle for the high-low ratio and
Yeah.
four-wheel drive.
They're mostly the same as the ones that we would have used over here in the province. There's not much of a difference.
Yeah.
Right, guys, I'm just going to go and prime something. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, okay, mate.
Except they're big boats.
Yeah.
Tell everybody's busy.
Yeah.
Can't get in trouble that way.
No. It just does happen times everybody's busy.
And everybody just goes really, really quiet.
What's wrong, Steph?
Sorry?
What's wrong? I thought I heard you hemming there.
No,
me.
that
me.
was Julian.
All right.
There's a board in the floorboards of this MWD, and you have either choice of flat to fill the hole or vertical. I'm wondering why that is. Down the bottom. No, wrong way.
Can someone put it on full screen so I can just see?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Cheers.
$18.
Okay. It's not like is there anything that goes in the flat bed at all?
I haven't looked that far yet.
Just wondering, it looks like there's something like, I don't know, like a Bofors gun or a winch or something. Would that make a difference?
No, I think it's just a crew lorry, I think.
Right.
Take the crews to the flight line, I think.
Right.
Trying to look further into the manual. But, no.
Gary,
Yes, Steph.
have you noticed how much Julian looks like Captain Pugwash?
Oh dear. Yes, he does.
It's like separated.
Twins.
Yeah, like separated at birth, those two.
Yeah.
Must have been the same seaman.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Sorry. Right. Just came across my mind.
I think if I was Navy, I'd accept that. Yeah, but there you go.
So, do you play Call of Duty, Julian?
No, cheap T-shirt.
Oh, okay, mate.
Flying games is about it. I think I play.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was the last one I played.
Sturmovik. Oh, God, yeah.
Yes,
Have you seen? I've just got a new PC. Have you seen DCS? The Digital Combat Simulator. Oh, about a year ago, one of the directors, Nick Mowbray, sent me a YouTube video. I'm like, why has he sent me a video of a US aircraft carrier? It was until it was about 2 minutes in, I'm like, blimey, that's a flight simulator. The graphics are just unbelievable.
Yep. You ever played AC Tide, Julian?
No. I said Sturmovic's about it. I've got Blazing Angels to play.
Right.
And I've played Hawks for the start of that. That's about it, really.
Do you ever play Bob 2, Battle of Britain 2 at all?
I haven't seen that one. Was that PC?
Yeah.
All right. Xbox about it, I think.
Oh, okay. Because that was what it was. They were developing there was a Battle of Britain. They were developing Battle of Britain 2, and the developer went out of money, and basically they just released the program. So, and basically the community finished it off, and it was excellent. It was really, I mean, yeah, and because you could run the whole camp, you could basically play the role of Keith Park in deploying, the various sectors and stuff like that.
Like football manager
Sorry?
for aircraft.
Sorry?
Like football manager for aircraft.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
But it makes you realise what a good job Keith Park did, because it was just, whenever I did it, the Battle of Britain lasted an afternoon and didn't end well. So that was good.
I think I spoke before. Did everyone see those RC Battle of Britain reenactments?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, had a brief look on Amazon. I'm like, don't even go there.
Yeah.
Because they tried doing the big wing, didn't they? It didn't end very well. We were crashing into each other.
Oh yeah.
Dave.
Yeah.
So Bob 2, you were playing 11 group, were you?
Well, you could play whatever group you wanted. Yeah.
Right.
So you had basically, the whole map of England, and then you'd get reports coming in of various, bomber or fighter, and it was up to you what to intercept and what not to intercept. But on the most realistic setting, you had the same amount of units that Fighter Command had, and the same amount of units that the Luftwaffe had. And again, Keith Park was a tactical genius,
Yeah.
They reckon it's one of the few times that an air force or an army has ever been prepared to fight the coming battle. Yeah. In terms of like the radar, the observer, it was just, and it was basically the way it worked is, it was like an internet effectively. If one node was knocked out, you could reroute, rather than working all in parallel, you just reroute it via another base, and that would be it. So yeah, it's just, yeah.
It was the world's first intranet.
Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
And what the reason Park won it was because he never engaged all his squadrons. He always held 2 or 3 squadrons back.
Yeah.
Because the Luftwaffe could never get their heads round what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
How come the Air Force are here, there, and everywhere? We were told they only had X, Y, Z. And Park made it look as though we had 5 times as much.
Well, he wouldn't do things like, but there's a very good book called The Most Dangerous Enemy by Stephen Bungay about the Battle of Britain. And he goes into it in, there's a lot of very interesting points. And the summary at the end of the book, he said, basically, to summarize it, the Germans were just totally out-generaled. He said Goering just thought all the Luftwaffe had to do was fly over Britain and the RAF would obligingly take off and let themselves be shot down. And that's another thing. Keith Park would never scramble. Just if there was a bunch of fighters coming in, he wouldn't scramble.
No.
And, and there's all kinds of stuff. And he was saying, the one thing he maintained, he was saying, if anything, the perceived wisdom is that the Luftwaffe were on their last legs. The RAF, he said, if anything, the Luftwaffe were.
Yeah, they were.
They got
hammered.
Yeah. Oh, he said, the problem is, he said, obviously, every time when you were dogfighting in a ME 109, basically you had 10 minutes over the country. And so he said, the problem, if you're dogfighting and you've got one eye on your fuel gauge, you're not fighting as effectively. And he said, the thing, a force multiplier, they call it, don't he? He said, if you were shot down, if a German pilot was shot down over Britain, that was it. He was a prisoner of war. If an RAF pilot was shot down, chances are he'd be back at his unit that afternoon, flying the next day. So yeah, it's very interesting.
But still, the Germans came within a gnat's cock of killing the Air Force on the ground in southeast sector. They came within a day. If they hadn't have bombed London the following day,
well, that's it. Yeah, they hadn't turned their attention. Yeah, hadn't turned their attention to bombing London, it would have been.
That's because Churchill sent bombers to Berlin.
Well, it was just it was an accident, wasn't it? It was a German bomber he got lost, didn't he? And accidentally dropped these bombs on London.
He dropped the bombs on London by mistake. They were meant to be bombing a oil refinery in the Thames, got lost, and 3 or 4 of them just dumped their bombs, and they happened to dump them on London. So Churchill went to us, right, we're going to do it back to you.
Yeah. Well, it's a good book. If I'd say it's the most, there's a lot of a lot of myths about the Battle of Britain that he kind of looked into, and he's not, and there's some things he's not saying, oh well, basically the things you say, well, we'll just never know because of the benefit of hindsight.
Yeah.
You know, you can sit and say, oh, they should have done this, they should have done that. But things like the Germans didn't figure out what the radar towers were for. They thought it was, you know.
Yeah.
And they were really.
Germans were also over exaggerating how many they shot down as well.
Yeah.
Well, it was a whole Staffel system encouraged, you know, didn't encourage cooperation. It encouraged like lone wolf. You know, you went off and you dog fought on your own. While the British, the RAF were very much you fought as a unit. And the other, they were saying is interesting. I mean, when the big wing, which is all Douglas Bader idea, they said that, you know, from a tactical point of view, it was a failure, but from a psychological point of view, you know, I think it was September the 15th. They said, and the Luftwaffe, you know, Goering told the Luftwaffe, the RAF are beaten, and then the pilots fly over and are confronted by a formation of 100 Spitfires and Hurricanes. It's, you know, it was quite a shock. So
there is a program. I can't remember what channel it is. It's about the guys at Bordy.
Oh yeah,
they're the guys. That's What's and What.
Okay.
And they had all their towers up, and 2 weeks before the war, the Graf Zeppelin was flying up and down the East Coast,
Right.
doing research.
Right.
Well, they were flying basically, trying to find out what these towers were, and they had all the best wireless operators and radar operators on board trying to find this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They could actually hear the British radar working, but because it was the third best idea,
Sure.
and they got that was the one they got to work the quickest, and this sounded like the hum of the national grid, and they thought it was the national grid they were listening to, and it wasn't. It was our radar, but the radar was so low that the Germans just went, "No, that's not it. That's not radar. They haven't got radar." Well, wrong.
That's interesting. Yeah, because they said that they were, you know, but when they did when they thought it must, they never really knew exactly. But they said when they started attacking them, there was only one that was ever knocked out permanently, because obviously it's just a big lattice work tower. You know, it's just. And they were saying that, you know, and again, when I think the longest one was knocked out for something like 3 days. It was like they were really, very hard targets to knock out.
Yeah, and they usually had them up and running within 24 hours.
Yeah, as I said, then there was only one that was ever knocked out permanently. But
which one was that?
I don't know. I think one obviously on the East Coast, but the last remaining chain home radar tower is in Chelmsford, and Marconi's relocated after the war to test telecoms equipment, and it's got a preservation order on it now, because that's the motto of that's the mascot of the Chelmsford Model Club. One of the guys scratch built a 3.5 foot high chain home radar tower.
Just trying to find the name of that TV program for you.
He does a lot. Stephen Bungay did a lot of sort of commentary on the Battle of Britain shows. I think it was with the McGregor brothers and whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
There doing a lot of that commentary.
Yeah. No, it's very good. But I mean, James Hollands is the other one, isn't it? He did. Yeah. I don't like his. I read his Battle of Britain book. I didn't like it as much. I mean, it's a good book, but
I think he's fantastic.
James Holland.
Holland, yeah. I think he's brilliant.
I like his. I remember watching it Telford, the Fast Jets one about the British jets.
Yes, it was.
Definitely Cold War Fast Jets, wasn't it? Or Hot Jets or something.
Yeah.
He knows the stuff.
Well, he does. Did he do all the Bomber Boys and the Fighter Boys books? Was that him or was that someone else?
Don't know, Dave. Couldn't answer that.
Yeah, because Fighter Boys was good. Bomber Boys, I couldn't finish. It was too depressing, to be honest with you. But
Read has the Dunkirk book.
oh, okay. Yeah, someone else was talking about that the other week. After
He's the first author that I've seen that has mentioned Dennis Skin Fusiliers
okay,
at Dunkirk, because my grandfather, he was injured at Dunkirk, and
Right.
it was his unit that he was talking about.
right. That was. Have you seen the film Dunkirk at all?
I don't like the new one. I'd rather have the old one.
Right, fair enough. Yeah, that was one of the guys where I keep my golf. He does the work on the car. His granddad was taken prisoner of war at Dunkirk. Spent the whole war in a prisoner of war camp. That was pretty grim by all accounts.
Coming up to the last 3 minutes of the show.
Good heavens.
Already?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's 2 hours just flew by,
Yeah.
and it's already pitch black.
Dave,
Hello.
those programs I was talking about were on Sky History about the RAF.
Okay. Red Crayon, Sky History.
Yeah, Ray.
Crayons.
For important stuff.
Mm.
Okay. I'll have a look. It might be, again, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube like that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Tell you one good film about Battle of Britain is Clear Blue Sky.
Okay.
About the Czech units in the Battle of Britain. Very good film. Poor blokes.
Did any of you ever watch The Hurricane?
No, mate, no.
About the Polish.
I bet the Polish boys in the Battle of Britain.
Haven't seen it yet, no.
It's an okay film. I wouldn't say I'd rush back to watch it.
Well, I think Clear Blue Sky again. Obviously the Czechs were very effective fighter unit.
So are the Polish.
The Polish were this again, Stephen Bungay. There's this whole thing because at the time there was a big fuss. There was about they were saying the Germans were shooting pilots in when they bailed out.
Yeah.
And they said the only documentary evidence they said it may well have occurred, but it wasn't recorded. But the only time it was witnessed was the Polish pilots shooting the Germans.
Well,
you can't almost, I don't know.
You can't knock them.
they had reason.
Yeah. It's like 303 Squadron, the Polish squadron with the highest scoring squadron in the Battle of Britain.
Yeah. They also there's a it's an interesting book called Diver about the V1 campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And there was it probably may well have been the same squadron, but they were on they flew Tempests.
Yes,
and they called the V1s witches. Because apparently one of the I think it was one of the Polish blokes, he winged this V1, flew round and round in circles and crashed into an RAF repair yard. And he said luckily no one was hurt, but it destroyed a Mosquito and a Spitfire in for repairs. And when he got back to his unit, they gave him the Iron Cross. Made him an Iron Cross when he got back to his unit.
Right, folks, we'll call it an evening. The 2 hours is up.
Okay, mate.
If you should all like to say goodbye.
See ya. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back on tomorrow from 2 to 5. Thank